August 24th, 4:12 a.m. on a Monday. And this morning, I find myself doing something that, again, I didn't think that I would do. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I get the sense that there are those of you who truly want to hear about this. This experience that I'm going to tell you about that just happened to me perhaps 13, 14 minutes ago, I'll tell you again, I'll reiterate that for me to be able to present to you an astral projection experience, it has to meet a certain standard. If it does not meet that standard, as far as I'm concerned, it was not an astral projection experience. It was more of a lucid dream. But I have a feeling that people want to discuss this because I've seen this before out there where people have transitioned from lucid dreaming into astral projection. And I personally don't know how I feel. I have my own opinions. I'm not saying that people can't do it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that I have my views, I have my opinions, and that, again, for me on this channel, my view is that if I don't shut my eyes from being awake and then project out of my body within a certain amount of time and then come back in and then open my eyes, if I don't do that, then to me it means that it might not necessarily have been an astral projection experience. Now, it could have been an astral projection experience. Definitely, there's a possibility that it could have been that. But I will say again that I will not present it on this channel unless in my mind I'm 100% convinced that it was that. But I'm going to share this experience with you. It was sort of interesting. It was kind of an interesting experience. By the way, I want to also tell you, please forgive my voice this morning. I seem to be dealing with allergies. My nose is a bit stuffy, so I apologize for that. But so I went to bed actually quite early, and I got a new sort of speaker, and this speaker I put next to my bed to kind of amplify the storm sounds. Just actually arrived today, and I was so excited because I felt that it would help me to relax more, to be able to hear the sounds in a more detailed way and make me feel as if I was, actually hearing the rain, which would be much more relaxing. So that's what I had that next to my bed last night. And so I was just laying there, and I think I went to sleep. I slept for hours and hours, and then I think I got up, went to the restroom, whatever, and then laid back down again. And so, I shut my eyes, and then I went into this dream. Now, for those of you who follow this channel, you know that I live alone. I don't live with anyone. And so the fact that I would have a dream that I was in this, it was like an apartment, and there were people, there were a lot of people in this apartment, and it was weird because it wasn't strange to me that there were people here, even though, again, I live alone and I've lived alone for years. It wasn't too odd to me. There must have been some circumstance before in this dream that made me very comfortable with it. But this is the part I remember, and this is the part where everything kind of starts. So within the dream, now, keep in mind, this is the lucid dream that I'm having. Within this dream, I was awaiting to take a shower because there was someone else that was taking a shower before me. So I was waiting to take a shower. And I remember I went into the room, and within this room, there was a bathroom, and that person was taking a shower. So I was waiting for them to leave. I decided to lay down. Now, I remember, this is one part that I remember, and it's unusual. I think I was wearing like, the small, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I had on underwear, of course, but they were really tiny underwear. This was really strange. This is why dreams are odd to me. They're really strange. I because I don't that's not how I sleep. So it was odd to me that I was wearing these little underwear, but not really that odd in the moment, in the dream. But I laid down on my side, and in the dream, I could feel the vibrational frequencies coming. So I turned out. I turned out of my body, or at least that was the perception that I had within the dream. Again, these things can be so confusing. This is another reason why I'm confused many times, because I'm like, am I still dreaming, or am I actually outside of my body? I don't know. It was really strange. But when I turned out of my body, and at that point, my spirit being, my astral body was out, I still didn't necessarily get the sense that I had left my body. However, I looked at my hand, my spirit hand, and then I looked at the bed with the sheets. Now, the sheets were like the sheets that I have in my bed in the 3D world, in the waking world. So I thought that was kind of unusual. It had the same sheets, and I don't recall that in a dream at all. And then I took my finger to verify, and I pressed down on the bed. Now, this is something I used to do. Some of the previous episodes I've spoken to you about, when I was first beginning astral projection, one of the ways that I would test to see if I were actually out of my body was I would reach down and I would put my finger or fingers through the carpet and then press down. And if my fingers went through the floor, it meant that I was astral projecting. I could then, remove my hand and go, wow, okay, I'm out of my body. I can do all these different things now. Well, I did this from my bed, from the position of laying on my side. I pressed down into the bed. I pressed the finger down, and my finger went through the bed. I was like, wow, I'm out of my body. Now, again, I was aware of the fact that I had on these little underwear. I don't know. This bothered me somewhere in the back of my mind, because I'm thinking, man, I hope I am astral projecting, because if I go out there in my underwear, and this is a common theme in dreams. People going out and being seen in their underwear or doing something like that. This is a common theme. So this is what I was thinking. But I thought, okay, I'm invisible, so nobody's going to see me. So I immediately got out of bed and I lifted into the air. Now, I don't remember. I think I went through a wall or something. Maybe I'm not 100% sure on how I got outside, but I did get outside. And when I did get outside, I was in some sort of area where people were, I think, playing basketball. It was some sort of basketball court. It was outside of a school, maybe, or in an area where people played basketball or did sports or something, but it was outside. Now, I distinctly remember perhaps that there was raining that was going on, but there were people out there anyway. And that's another thing. Again, I had my storm sounds on. So in my thoughts, I may have been projecting that there was rain going on outside in this area, and there may not have actually been rain. But I do remember that there were people out there, and most of the people couldn't see me. There were people of different types of people. I think there were kids as well. And I was kind of flying over them. I remember I jumped up and I was flying over them. And I was just looking down and just checking everybody out as they were, I don't know, playing basketball or doing whatever they were doing. And I distinctly remember that there were two people that I think that saw me. And they may have been spirit beings. One of the things I've told you about is that in the astral plane, when you're out there, for me, I don't know how it is for you, but every being looks the same. If you see a person who is just a human being walking around, they look solid. But then if you see another spirit being, they also look just as solid as the person who is walking around and can't see you. They look exactly the same. There's no difference. So you can't really tell who's a spirit being and who is in the flesh, who's walking around, unless they can see you. And there were two beings that could see me, or at least I had the perception that could. One woman, I think she was a woman. She may have been mid-20s, early 30s. She looked up. She could see me. And I think I may have even conveyed to her, you can see me. And she had pretty much said, yes, I can, or nodded toward me in some way while I was floating in the air. So that was one thing I thought. And she had a dog. Her dog was barking at me and was trying to leap up toward me. And I remember at one point it leapt up in the air and I kind of pushed down, sort of. This was, again, it was really weird because I don't know how that dog would have been able to jump that high in the air, but somehow it jumped up way up, and then I was able to push it back down again because I thought it was going to bite me, which, again, didn't make any sense if I am on the astral plane and I am a spirit being. But hey, again, this was a transition from a dream into whatever state this was. Not sure. There was, by the way, another man who saw me, maybe a balding, and he kind of had a smile on his face. I remember I was coming down, actually, from all this, and this man had perceived me as well, and I felt a little weirdness around him. I don't know why. Again, when I'm astral projecting, my instincts are like on steroids. So if I feel something, if I sense something, then I know it's true 100%. And when I sense these things, they are amplified 10,000 times when I'm a spirit being. This is why I think, and I always say that instincts are so, so important. And it's the way that our guides connect with us when we are in the physical, but also it is a way for us to communicate when we are in the astral plane. So when this person saw me, I just looked at him and I thought, you know what? I gotta get back because I don't know what this dude's thing is. I don't know. He could have been completely innocent, but I was ready to go back anyway. So I just thought, I want to be back in my body. I opened my eyes in the physical, not in my dream, but in the physical. And then, I was back and I laid down in my bed for a while and I thought, well, should I share this? Shouldn't I share this? I don't know. But again, I'm going to kind of put myself out there. I'll share this with you. This was an experience. It began as a lucid dream. I don't know that it turned into an astral projection experience. If it was a very strange one. And there are strange astral projection experiences out there, but I will again say that I cannot 100% for sure say that this was an astral projection experience. I'm 50-50, maybe even 60-40 toward the fact that it was more of a lucid dream, but I'm sharing it with you anyway. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. And until next time, take care.